Okay, today we got something a bit excessive, if you will. PK Rippers. I have 6 of them right now in the collection, and I want to show you a few of them and show you what they look like, what they can look like, what they look like now, and what we're going to do with them is we're going to sell them. Not every single one of them, but what you're looking at right here is my PK collection, and I'm probably going to sell 4 or 5 of these PKs at RADBMXBUILDS.com. At the time you see this video, they're already on the website. So you can pause right now and go take a look. But at the time you see this video, they've already been on the website for a little while. I made a short about it on YouTube and a post about it on Instagram, and you can, hopefully you saw it there. If not, you may have missed out on some of these already. Let's talk about the bikes I'm going to highlight in this video, and then we'll show you the collection because, man, we're sitting on a lot of bikes right now, and I need to get rid of them before summer. Before summer? That's right around the corner. As the time I'm filming this, we're already in spring, and I don't know, sitting on 25 to 30 bikes here in the collection, and I just don't want to go into summer with this many bikes. It's time to give them to you, not for free. Nothing's free in this world. You got to earn it or build it or buy it, whatever. It's not free. So no handouts here, but I want to be able to give these bikes an opportunity to go to a good home, and maybe you're that place. Okay, enough about selling the bikes. I want to show you some of these bikes in the current collection and why I need to get rid of them before summer, because I'm going to Dirty Fest. That's right, Temecula, California, June 6th, 7th, and 8th. I am a sponsor of that event, so you will see a RADBMX Builds easy up there, and you will see me out and about. And I will be filming YouTube videos, conducting interviews, but if you see me, you want to come say hi, by all means, please come say hi. I'd love to shake your hand, meet you in person, because we're a community, and that's what it's all about. We're not out there bashing each other on the internet, talking crap about each other. We're supporting one another. We're sharing with one another. That's what bike shows and the BMX culture is about. We're about BMX. Whether you like this channel or not, you're here and I appreciate it. Thanks for the view. Leave a positive comment. Let's get into these PK Rippers. One of my favorite brands. That's why I have so many. I started off racing, legitimately racing, on a PK Ripper. You go way back, I raced a Schwinn Stingray, but I was literally just a kid trying to make it from the gate to the finish line. Once I understood racing and got competitive, I was racing my baby blue and gold 1983 PK Ripper, and I have one of those in my collection. Sadly, the one I had back then, I sold when I joined the military, and off it went to never be found again. And it was a sick bike. So when I got back into bikes, I had to add a PK Ripper to my collection. And ever since I've been back into these bikes, I've had about 9 PK Rippers kind of come through my possession, and I'm still sitting on quite a few of them, and I don't need them. Let's check them out. Okay, here they are, all 6 of my current PK Rippers, and we're going to pull them out of this bike rack so you can get a better look at them. But if you go all the way down to the left-hand side, the one with the Mike Buff plate is my 1983 PK Ripper in baby blue and gold. Next to that is a 2019 signed Perry Kramer PK Ripper in black and gold. And then next to that, the Tough Guy Tan PK Ripper. That's actually a 2017 40th anniversary Mike Buff, just like this Mike Buff. These were the same exact bike, and I did a custom build, taking it from the red, white, and blue to the Tough Guy Tan. So I have an all-original Mike Buff 40th anniversary, and then I have the 2021 Vans Off the Wall collaboration PK Ripper, the Ronald McDonald bike. Oddly enough, that's what the blue one is right next to it. Those are identical bikes, both 2021 Vans bikes, but I took it from red and yellow to the baby blue, and I think it looks a lot better. So the Ronald McDonald bike, I don't like it. You've seen the video I've done already. This bike's coming apart today, going off to powder coat for a new color. So that's going to be the second Vans bike I've taken tore it apart, took it to powder coat, changed the color, built it back up the way I wanted it. What do you think? Some people like the red and yellow one. To each their own. That's great. I'm now taking 2 of them completely off the market. You'll never see them red and yellow again. Recreating them, re-imaging them, and putting them back out there. If you don't like that, I don't know what to tell you. But I don't like the red and yellow, so I'm going to get rid of it. And we're going to do something else. Because I like the way this one came out in blue. I don't like what they did with the red and yellow. All the other ones are really rad. The Mike Buff one that I changed, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, it was not a complete bike, and it was in bad shape when I got it. It was a frame, forks, bars, and a few components. So when I got it, I didn't want to try to find all the Mike Buff parts to recreate the Mike Buff bike. So I did a custom build in the Tough Guy Tan, and I absolutely love the way that bike came out. Randomly, I found a Mike Buff bike in 10 of 10 condition, never even ridden for sale, so I picked it up. So I can have the before and after Mike Buff bikes and the before and after Vans bikes. The Perry Kramer bike, the black one, I'm not going to go buy another one. They're very expensive and people want a lot of money for these PK Rippers, especially when they're limited numbered and they have an autograph on them. They're through the roof. So I don't know. I don't see me buying another one. I'm just going to stick to these 6 and give about 4 or 5 of them to you. Well, you gotta, buy them. Okay, I figured the best way to do this is to do a side-by-side comparison of before and after. So I'm gonna take you off the tripod and we're gonna go over the 2021 Vans PK Ripper, what I like and what I don't, and then what I changed and what I left on the blue one. So let's get you off and take a look at this bike. Okay, overall, these are amazing bikes. I know I talk a lot of crap about this bike just because of the colorway, and that's just personal preference. That's all it is. Some people like this bike and I don't, and that's okay. We can have differences of opinions, but starting up top, you have these Vans waffle grips that are new school and very long and not the flanged grips that I like. And the bars are small. They're not a taller bar. They're actually kind of tiny. I don't like that either. I like taller bars, but the stem I love. The branding on the stem is great. And when you get into the stem cap, the off the wall is super cool, and it has the SE on there instead of the wing from the Gnarler stem. It also has the Eluder headset, which I like, and they come with this spacer that looks like a nut. I love that too. I do not like the yellow. Pretty much any part of this bike that's yellow, I don't like, especially these hideous, big, balloony tires. I haven't been a fan of these since the day they came out. I ran some on a big ripper I had, and I just don't like them. What I do like, the silver wheels, the high flange hubs, and the sealed bearings. Great wheel set. I wish the finish was a little shinier, so it's just kind of a flat silver. Don't love that. So this one came with a front brake. The last one I had did not. I have no idea why, so there's some inconsistencies there. I do like how it says off the wall. I think that's kind of cool in the SE font. I like the pads. I just don't like the color. I love the checkerboard, a much smaller checkerboard weave. I thought that was cool. I like the seat post clamp. I really like the fluted seat post, and the seat post is the micro adjust, which I like, but they didn't even bother with an SE seat. This is a very cheap plastic seat. Don't like that. You come down and they have very basic SE cranks. They didn't use the V-Ridge that has the SE stamp in it or any of the nicer SE chain rings. They went pretty cheap on that. Same with the pedals, just cheap silver pedals. They're not stamped SE anywhere. They're just cheap pedals. Out back they run a V-brake, and on this model they didn't use anything special, just a Tektro V-brake. So whatever. Out back, same wheels in the front, but what I do like, it's a loop tail bike. It's an aluminum bike. They're very light. You still have the flat oval frame, which I'm a big fan of. I don't know, with the Vans off the wall sticker, that's a skateboard. This is a BMX bike, and Vans has BMX decals, so not sure why they used a skateboard one on the frame either. But overall, great bike, great components, in my opinion, terrible execution. Okay, you saw the before, and this is the after. These are the exact same bikes. I can't reiterate that enough. This blue one was exactly like the red and yellow one when I got it. And I decided just to go lightly custom on it, using a lot of the same parts and components, but I did swap things out. Like I added an SR Sakai chainring, a black power disc, and some black Well-Go pedals with a black and nickel chain, which I think gives it a great look. I also added a black Velo seat and painted the lightning bolt baby blue, and found these really rad SE chrome and blue pads, and obviously powder coated the bike baby blue. And the powder is called Troll, T-R-O-L-L blue, if you wanted to mimic that color. New PK Ripper decals in black, along with some Tioga Comp 3 tires and silver valve stem caps. I did a 2.125 front tire and a 1.75 rear tire. For grips, I added Amy Tries and got some SE donuts with the baby blue SE and lightning bolt logos on them, and added a black Diacomp brake cable that runs all the way down under the pad and out back to the V-brake. And that's all it took to go from this over to this. So a little bit of vision, a little bit of time, a little bit of effort, a few parts here and there, and you can take what I think is an ugly bike and turn it into kind of an iconic colorway for SE and just make it rad. Okay, I hear you. You're saying, Sean, you're not showing me anything new. I've already seen that bike. Definitely have already seen that bike. I hear you. I just wanted to show you the comparisons when they're side by side. The last video I did was taking this bike, pulling it apart, taking it to powder coat, bringing it back and building it for you on this. Having them side by side I thought was pretty unique. I was able to get this on sale at Planet BMX, and they shipped it right over, and I thought, man, what a great time, what a great opportunity to show you a comparison. Speaking of that comparison, let's show you the Mike Buff bike, and we're gonna do a reveal of all 6 bikes outside if it stays nice, because we actually were under a tornado watch earlier today with tons of thunder and lightning and wind and rain and gray skies, and now randomly the sun's out. Texas being Texas, humidity is about 1,000%. So we're gonna show you the Mike Buff before after version, just like we did this. Then we're gonna go outside, if it's still nice, and give you a total reveal of my entire PK Ripper collection. Okay, hear me out. This one's a little harder because that's a sick bike. This one's growing on me. They haven't made a Tough Guy Tan PK Ripper since, I don't know, way back in the early 80s, late 70s. I already talked about that in a video, so I'm not gonna bore you with it, but that stock Mike Buff 40th anniversary PK Ripper. They reached out to Mike. I talked to Mike on the phone. I got the story from him. They reached out and said, Mike, we'd like to do a Mike Buff PK Ripper. What do you think? He's like, yeah, I'm down. They came up with the color scheme. Mike's ridden a lot of different color schemes, a lot of different versions, and a lot of different wheels, and a lot of different things, but this is what they came up with for the 40th anniversary. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's just okay? Let me know down below. It's growing on me. I really didn't like them at first. That's why I didn't jump on that bandwagon and get one, but I am a Mike Buff fan. He's a rad guy. And I'm fortunate enough to know him well enough to be able to call him and text him and talk to him about these bikes. And we're to crossroads, Mike and I, because when I showed him what it was and now what it is, I asked him, which one do you like better? Obviously, Mike is biased, meaning he's gonna favor that one. I found out he's not a fan of Tough Guy Tan. That's crazy. I don't know many people that aren't. Tough Guy Tan is such a great color. So, okay, let's show you what it looked like. We'll go over the Mike Buff bike, and this bike, like I said, is flawless. Absolutely perfect It looks brand new. And this was a 2017. Let's check it out. 2017, some of you are thinking that's a brand new bike. That's 8 years ago, folks. 8 years ago. I got this bike from a second owner, told me this bike's never been ridden. It's got the Oakley grips on it that are perfectly white. Not a single scratch to include the brake levers or anywhere else on this bike. Like I said, it's flawless. Not a nick in the decals, not a scratch in the paint. Beautiful, beautiful bike. Now, I'm going to show you this bike and I'm going to go over what I like and what I don't like about it. It's got some great stuff. Just some stuff that I don't really like. And maybe you do, maybe you don't. So that's why I want to talk about it and see what you're feeling towards this bike, towards this build collaboration that he did with SE. So all right, let's go. Now that you have an overall of it, let's start from the top and talk about what we like and what we don't. Okay, what's not to like about Oakley B1Bs? Love that. I love the number plate. I like that they're running a front brake. I don't like the tires. The tires are terrible. I'm not a fan of these big fat street tires like I said on the Vans bike. I didn't like them on there either, but I do love the Skyways with the anodized bearing cap and sealed bearings. That's really rad. I love the white. I love the blue. I don't love the red with it. The fire engine brakes, pedals, seat clamp, oh, and the bars. They're also running the small bars, which I don't like. I like the bigger SE bars. But the pads are leather. Love that. Love the stem cap. And what's not to love about some Redline Flite cranks and a Redline sprocket. So that's fantastic. Also, big fan of the seat post being the fluted micro adjust seat post. And on this one, SE did the collaboration with Cashamax for a seat on this bike. So I love the seat and the seat post. And you already know what I don't like about that bike. Overall, the way it is, the way it sits, pretty rad. Now, keep in mind, this one right here was that one right there. Same exact bike. But when I bought it, it was frame, forks, bars, and a couple odds and ends. It didn't have all those other pieces. So I decided to do a full custom build. First things first, powder coat. It went off and got a Tough Guy tan powder, brown decals with the baby blue background on them, brown landing gear decals, black flanged Skyways, and a Comp 2 knobby tire, big fat one up front, but the 1.75 in the rear. I did a similar to a Redline chainring. This is actually a Neptune power disc, but these are SE V-Ridge cranks and SE polymer pedals. I used a black and nickel chain, and I used a black SE seat post clamp, the black fluted micro adjust seat post, and the Velo seat, and I painted the lightning bolt on it to match the bike. As we come forward, I found some brown and tan Velcro pads, which look really great on there. I did a black SE stem, and I did the black Eluder SE headset. And if we move up here, black SE grips, brown donuts, black levers, tan bars, a basic number plate with the number 77, if you know, you know, and a few other decals. I ran a Diacomp Bulldog front brake. Now you can really see those knobbies. Old school, I love it. And then my good friend Wes, Mr. Dice Guy, some brown and tan Texas valve stem caps for the win. But there it is, Tough Guy Tan, PK Ripper, Mike Buff edition, because it's stamped on the dropout. Same bike as that. That's crazy. What a difference. Let me know. Okay, we're no longer comparing apples to apples. Now it's apples to oranges. I want to show you the Perry Kramer 2019 bike, then my actual 1983 PK Ripper last. And then we're going to do the outside reveal like we talked about. This 2019 Perry Kramer PK Ripper came with Skyways on it. It came with a whole lot of parts that are no longer on this bike. So I essentially created the version of this bike that I wanted, swapping out a ton of parts. If I can find a photo of what it looked like originally, I'll insert it here. If not, Google it. It's a great resource. Check it out. So let's take a look at the Perry Kramer PK Ripper, and then we're going to talk about my pride and joy, my gem, the one I will keep and not sell when I'm done doing this, and that will be my forever bike, if that's a thing. All right, let's talk about it. Okay, bling bling, black and gold. Wow, what a piece. Take a look at that. Take it all in. It's a lot. And love it or hate it, it's a cool bike. I swapped out the grips. It had Oakleys. I put some mushrooms on it because I wanted to keep the Oakleys, keep them safe, put them away, and I like the mushroom grips on here. I got the SE Lightning Bolt donuts. I added the black and gold Dicomp MX levers, Dicomp brake cables. This is a number plate that I had laying around. It's a uni plate, and I put all the gold decals on it. I added the gold eluder headset, a gold Dicomp Bulldog front brake, some Competition 3 tires. These are SE gold wheels, gold washers. Man, that looks good actually. That looks really good together. These have the BMX Innovation Cowboy Cut forks. That's why that decal is not landing gear. And when I say signature, the signature is a sticker on this bike. So it's not handwritten by Perry. They had Perry do a signature, then made decals of it. It's got a gold stem, but this one's got the bigger bars. I love that. I do have the leather SE pads for this bike, but I went with the Smoking the Bandit pad set from Flite. Just thought they were kind of cool. Decided to grab me a set because how 80s is that? These are original decals, original powder, but I swapped out basically the entire drivetrain on it. Added the gold and black chain, the sprocket, chain ring. I added the V-Ridge black cranks and the gold Wellgo pedals. Came back here. Dropout saver I added. The wheels you already know I added. Tires you already know I added. The valve stem cap. Dicomp MX2 V-brake. And then I added I can't remember if that seat post clamp was there. I think it was, but I added the seat post for sure. It had a black one on it, and it had a Cashamax SE seat that I sold. And then I found this seat that came on the 2011 PK Ripper that's black and gold, and I thought, what a perfect seat for this bike. So it ended up on there, and that is now the 2019 Perry Kramer bike that I built up the way I wanted to build it because I just didn't want it to look like all the other 2019s out there. All right, my baby, my pride and joy, my 1983 PK Ripper, but I need to explain something about this bike. It's got new school-ish retro parts on it, and I'm okay with that. I'm not selling this bike, and I'm not trying to pretend it's anything other than what it is. It is a 1983 frame, but these forks are newer style 1-inch threaded forks. Because when I bought it, that's what they had on it. Somebody tried to scam me and filled this in with Bondo and painted over them. When I discovered that, I was on the hunt for 1-inch original forks, landing gear forks. I just found some, and there they are, freshly powder coated, smooth, all metal. I have the decals for them. I just haven't had the time to put the correct forks on there yet. It's coming. And no, my brakes aren't adjusted. I don't ride this bike, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute, but a Cashamax Aero seat, the Mike Buff signed number plate, number 4, SE pads, Jumbo Flite donuts, Amy grips, Dicomp brakes, baby blue brake cable, baby blue or Troll paint, or powder coat, not paint. I powder coated this. The paint that was on it was terrible and was flaking off really bad. I did do some baby blue Vans shoes for brake pads, a little blue Dice cable crimp, and some gold Pro BMX cranks and MKS BM7 pedals. So this takes a 13/16 seat post. They're much smaller, and the old PKs are hard to find seat posts for. Finding it in gold is hard. Finding it and getting gold to match all over your bike, impossible. If you've ever built a bike with a bunch of anodized gold, you know what I'm talking about. Same goes for blue. It's very hard to match, especially old school stuff. So there's kind of some different shades going on there, but this bike is my #1 favorite bike in my collection, and it's not for sale, nor will it ever be, because this is the one I will hang on to, especially now that I finally, after 5 years, got some forks. Thanks to one of you, thanks to one of my followers or subscribers, they reached out and they literally sent those to me for free. Thank you so much. Okay, I have no idea how long this video is going on for, but I wanted to give you a breakdown of all 6 PK Rippers. Now I want to bring you outside and reveal all of them out in the sunlight. Looks like it's still sunny. Things are drying up out there. It's crazy hot. I'm gonna be sweating like a hostage while I'm filming this, but let's get them outside in the sunlight. Let's get them all together and give you a little bit of music and a little bit of B-roll and check out my PK Ripper collection. All right, SE was founded in 1977 by Scott Breipert and is now currently being basically run by Todd Lyons. So the evolution of SE from 1977 to now has been ups and downs, peaks and valleys, if you will, from old school BMX bikes to new, retro, repop, whatever name or brand you want to put on them. Whatever it is, they're rad. I love PK Rippers. Like I said, I love my 83 PK Ripper, and I love some of these brand new-ish PK Rippers just as much. Okay, who's ridden some PK Rippers? Comment down below if you've had one, because Martin Appario's ridden one. Mike Buff, Stu Thompson, Perry Kramer. So many people, pros and non-pros, have ridden, raced, and ripped around on PK Rippers. And if you have, I would love to hear about it down below in the comments section. Okay, it's time to tear apart the red and yellow bike so I can get it to my powder coater and change the color. What color would you do it? I'm thinking an 80s iconic PK Ripper color that's currently not here on display. Let me know down below what you think that color is, or what color you would change that bike. No, I'm not gonna leave it like that. Yes, when it comes back and I put it together, there will be a video. So if you don't wanna miss it, hit that subscribe button and it will be sold. I'm not gonna hang on to it. I think I'm only gonna keep my 83 and maybe one more. Okay, some great collaborations from Vans to Perry Kramer to Mike Buff, and if anyone gets a hold of Todd, please make more PK Rippers. You haven't done it in a few years? It's time. We want them, make them. Enough with the 29-inch bikes, rinse and repeat. I know it's good sales, but man, us old guys out here still want some 20-inch bikes. Okay, thanks again for watching. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the positive comments down below. And as always, stay rad.